my dear child. Whenever you decide to look toward me and keep trusting, even when nothing around you promises quick relief, a quiet strength rises inside. That calm does not shout or boast, it simply holds. Gloom loses its grip because it cannot stay where steady hope is chosen again and again. The enemy that tries to distract you will cycle through many tricks. He will turn everyday sounds into unsettling noise, inflate ordinary concerns into fear, parade short-lived pleasures as lasting answers, or replay memories you wish were gone. Understand this pattern and it loses surprise. The deepest dimension of the conflict is already settled. I have removed the foundation on which those shadows once stood. They can pose, but they cannot rule. Freedom to stay close to me is not a distant prize. It is present fact. Each time you remember that fact, the space inside you clears and light expands. In that light, you notice small choices, a slower breath, a kinder thought, a willingness to listen. These simple moves reinforce your freedom. Keep choosing this posture, and you will feel its effect not only during quiet reflection but also in conversation, planning, and the unnoticed moments between tasks. The ordinary hours display how real your freedom is and how consistent my strength remains. Meet each false story with truth. When loneliness echoes, recall that I stay near, unbroken by distance or mood. When failure shouts, remember you carry the ability to rise through the shared strength between us. When the path ahead looks sealed, trust that I open passages nobody expected. When you feel unworthy, breathe in the steady love that does not expire. When time feels wasted, believe that fresh beginnings still arrive. The real opponent is the pairing of fear and doubt. Your real ally is the voice addressing you now. Let these statements move from ideas to habits. Speak them aloud, write them somewhere visible, repeat them when you wake. Lies wear many costumes, some harsh, some flattering, but they all feed on your silence. Confront them with clear words and they break apart. Each time you choose truth, you practice the sound of freedom. Eventually, that sound becomes the steady undertone of your thoughts, guiding choices before worry even forms. Do not underestimate the cumulative power of these small moments. A single honest sentence can redirect an entire day. A week of deliberate truth can reroute a belief held for years. Over months, the pattern strengthens until courage becomes your first reaction and fear finds no vacancy. You are not striving to win some far-off contest. You are learning to live from a victory already given. Each time you turn your attention toward me, your inner life responds. Gratitude thins the shadows. Speaking honest encouragement to yourself opens room for growth. Do not grant fear a lease in your mind. Guard your thoughts. When a lie surfaces, bring it into my light. My words steady you. My nearness shelters you. My spirit guides you. Say my name whenever the weight feels too heavy. Hearing it spoken can settle chaos. Let the storm around you rumble if it must. Keep your eyes on me. Do not cling to what seems lost. Stay curious about what is forming within. The voice that drags you downward begins as a question, becomes a doubt, then whispers despair. If given space, it expands, yet it cannot overturn what I have started. You may stumble, but I steady you. You may fall, but I lift you. You may wander, but I draw you back to true center. Take heart, keep moving, keep trusting. I am faithful, and our story continues without end. Remember also that progress does not always feel dramatic. Many victories will appear ordinary at first, showing up as clearer thinking, steadier emotions, or renewed patience in routine tasks. My friend, pause and listen. A calmer rhythm is woven into your days, an unseen tide that carries you without strain. When you walk in step with it, tasks unfold naturally, and ordinary moments carry quiet satisfaction. Trying to sprint against that flow drains energy. Moving with it carries you to each next point while leaving room to notice the scenery. Adopting this rhythm means giving yourself permission to breathe between actions, to finish one thought before chasing the next, to enjoy simple pleasures instead of racing toward the next obligation. This is not laziness. It is wise pacing. The world often praises speed, yet meaningful growth prefers consistency. Aligning with the calmer rhythm allows creativity to flourish and relationships to deepen. Problems become easier to solve because you are not drowning in haste. You hear subtler guidance because your mind is not racing ahead. The same 24 hours feel larger, not because they stretch, but because you finally live them fully. Choose small practices to keep that rhythm. Set an intention before each activity. Pause for 2 slow breaths whenever you shift tasks, and finish the day by recalling moments of gratitude. These anchors help the gentle pace hold steady, even when outside events surge. Think about any well-arranged setup. Each part has its space, and when pressure stays within limits, everything operates smoothly. If you overload one piece or force extra speed, joints creak, balance falters, and what once carried you forward feels jammed. In much the same way, your inner life falters when you outrun the pace I designed for you. Press beyond healthy limits long enough and signals appear. Restless sleep, short temper, foggy thinking, loss of enthusiasm. These are not moral failures. They are warnings telling you to slow down and adjust. Give yourself breaks before exhaustion, and ask honest questions about why hurry seems so noble. Often it masks fear of being left behind or missing out. In truth, the route meant for you cannot be improved by reckless speed. Steady movement, thoughtful rest, and clear priorities will always take you farther than frantic motion. Take a moment to review recent days. Notice where tension spiked, where meals were swallowed without tasting, where conversations felt rushed. These observations are friendly advice, nothing more. Use them to set kinder boundaries for the coming week, and watch the system of your life realign. Consistency grows from such awareness. That tangled sense of effort against effort often begins when you clutch every detail of your story, as though success depends solely on relentless toil. Your viewpoint, shaped by limited facts and urgent concerns, tries to direct each outcome. Soon a heavy fog settles over your mind. Endlessly managing every moment does not lead to freedom. It drains it. Under that strain, small setbacks look enormous, and simple choices become complicated. Treat this weight as a signal, not a verdict. When tension climbs, pause and ask, what responsibility am I claiming that is not mine? Which tasks belong to today and which belong to tomorrow? Release what is not essential. Delegation is not weakness, it is wisdom. Share the load with trusted companions and invite my help through calm reflection and honest prayer. Lightness returns when control loosens. Problems shrink back to size, and energy resurfaces. The day may still be full, yet it no longer feels impossible. That is the first sign that you have shifted from clenched survival to steady partnership. Practicing this release each day builds new muscle memory. Over time, you will notice quicker recognition of tension, faster willingness to share burdens, and rising confidence that life can move forward even when you are not supervising every thread. Stillness holds overlooked wisdom. When the urge to rush surfaces, remember the quiet strength that grows in waiting. I am with you in every breath, never hurried, always on time. Release the need to preview every step or guarantee each outcome. Doing so clears inner space where my gentle hints become vivid. In that space, your path often smooths, and the next step appears without strain. However, stillness does not mean inactivity. It means acting from rest rather than anxiety. Fill waiting moments with attentive listening. Notice the rhythm of your heartbeat, the pattern of your thoughts, the feel of air on your skin. These tiny observations root you in the present and keep imagination from sprinting toward worst-case scenarios. As calm takes hold, creativity awakens. Fresh ideas, buried under layers of stress, surface and offer practical solutions. Relationships benefit too. You hear other people more accurately when your mind is not racing to respond. Even your physical health reflects this shift. Muscles relax, breath deepens, energy steadies. Choose pockets of deliberate stillness during the day, a short walk, 5 slow breaths, silent appreciation of light through a window. These micro-pauses knit together, forming a sustainable pace that supports long-term growth. Over weeks, that pace becomes second nature, guiding you through both calm and challenge with balanced focus. When you quiet the voice that insists you must handle everything alone, and instead welcome my steady presence, change can arrive faster than you imagine. Barriers once seen as permanent begin to loosen. Roads thought blocked open unexpectedly. This shift does not demand extra sweat. It grows from trust. Life responds to genuine confidence in good. Doors once shut swing wide, and fresh chances appear with surprising clarity. That is the fruit of moving with, not against, the current of existence. Trust produces flexibility. You try new approaches because you no longer fear missteps. It also fuels resilience. Setbacks hurt less because you assume solutions will soon surface. Others feel safe around a person living this way, and mutual support expands the effect. Consider how a single light turned on in a dark room changes everything. Trust acts in the same manner, illuminating choices that were there all along but hidden by doubt. Keep practicing this orientation. At the start of each day, decide to watch for signs of guidance, a fresh thought, a timely remark from a friend, an opening in your schedule. Name these moments aloud as evidence that you are not carrying life unaided. Celebrating small discoveries trains your attention to notice larger ones. Over time, trust becomes your default. The transformation I describe does not grow out of pressure or fear. It flourishes in calm assurance. My way is gentle, yet decisive. Many of the greatest shifts occur when a person stops frantic striving and settles into the steady knowledge that they are cared for and guided. Solutions emerge that were invisible under stress. Progress gains momentum that raw effort cannot supply. You notice subtle cues, adjust sooner, and travel farther with less fatigue. Peace is not passive. It is an active state that clears the mind for precise action. Choose it deliberately. Return to it when you drift. Treat peace as a vital resource to be protected, and it will protect you in return. Guard that resource by limiting needless conflict, simplifying commitments where possible, and cultivating quiet rituals, anything that refreshes your sense of calm. The more you value peace, the faster it returns when you need it. Peace welcomes insight and sustained progress. The habitual urge to manage every variable grows from a natural wish for safety, yet the tighter you grip, the more you overlook my ongoing support. Letting go takes courage. Choose to believe that wise goodness is working around you, seeking your well-being. When anxiety loops, do not condemn yourself. Instead, regard it as an alarm reminding you to switch from constant outer adjustment to inner alignment. Practical steps help. Write down concerns in order to see them clearly, identify which ones you can influence today, and release the rest until their proper moment. Notice how your breathing slows when you do this. Notice how ideas surface once space opens. Ask simple questions. What matters most right now? What action matches my values? Use the answers to chart small, steady moves. Control tries to guarantee success by force. Alignment invites success by cooperation. Over time, you will experience freedom as plans evolve without excessive tension. Life remains dynamic, but it no longer feels like a series of emergencies. Share this practice with trusted friends. Mutual reminders strengthen the habit and dispel isolation. Celebrating each person's progress reinforces the truth that none of you are meant to shoulder life alone. In community, burdens divide and courage multiplies. Trust grows quickest where honesty feels safe. I'm not remote or detached. My life pulses within your own. When you look inward and notice that living presence, you tap into unending strength and insight. Working from that center multiplies your efforts in ways force never could. What looks like failure from a limited view becomes an opening to refined direction. Nothing is impossible when you act in tune with this source, because your steps align with a larger, purposeful order. Choose practices that remind you of this interconnection. These habits lower the noise of fear and raise the volume of wisdom. Over time, you will sense guidance as a quiet pull toward right choices, rather than as loud commands. And when setbacks still arrive, you will meet them with curiosity instead of panic, knowing they contain lessons that shorten future detours. Thus, even apparent delays contribute to acceleration. Your progress might not match external clocks, yet it will match real necessity. Patient alignment is quicker than rushed misalignment. Remember this: authenticity, not performance, fuels our partnership. Come as you are, with mixed motives and all. Honesty opens the flow of help far more than polished appearances. I value reality over display, and I invite you to do the same. If the hopes you carry still seem distant, fear or past hurt may be clouding your view. Shift toward trust, openness, and positive expectation, and what unfolds can feel extraordinary. It is not magic bending rules. It is alignment with the deep principles that keep life in motion. When doubt and overwork loosen their grip, dreams that seemed impossible begin to take shape in daily life. Begin by naming your desires clearly and kindly. Resist judging them as too small or too bold. Place them in open hands rather than tight fists. Then act on the guidance you receive, even if it appears modest. Rearrange room to make space for something new. Small steps signal readiness, and readiness invites provision. Maintain an attitude of curious expectancy, neither demanding nor dismissive. Celebrate partial answers, for they are evidence of motion. Stay patient with timing. Much of the process unfolds out of sight before results become obvious. Trust the hidden phase as fully as the visible one. Remember, transformation often enters through ordinary moments. Keep your eyes open and gratitude ready so you recognize these quiet milestones. Across history and in personal accounts, people speak of unexpected turns for the better. Grace arriving at a critical moment, heavy situations turning around in ways logic could not predict. A small resource became more than enough. A life presumed finished found new vitality. An ordinary individual stepped into fresh responsibility that helped many. These stories last because they reveal a principle. When someone opens to a purpose larger than self-interest, the currents of existence cooperate in remarkable ways. This potential is not confined to legends or rare heroes. It waits in your own life, ready whenever you meet it with an open heart and willing trust. Reflect on examples you have witnessed close at hand: a neighbor receiving timely support, an idea catching fire in a community, a quiet apology restoring a friendship. Such moments are reminders that benevolent surprise is not scarce. Let them strengthen your expectation. Keep a record of these instances and review it when doubt returns. Doing so trains your mind to anticipate more than predictable outcomes, making room for outcomes that exceed calculation. The world you live in is sturdy enough to sustain wonder. If constant effort leaves you tired, remember the way of lighter burdens. It is not found through frantic activity, but through deeper trust in the good that already belongs to you. Practice releasing the urge to force outcomes or map the entire route ahead. Instead, notice my quiet guidance and take the next clear step. Even when surroundings look hard or the road seems hidden, hold the certainty that I am working, often unseen, for your ultimate good. Rest in that assurance. True peace and meaningful change are closer than you think. They grow not from complex strategies, but from steady surrender to wise love. Trust and watch your life unfold in ways you have not yet imagined. To keep this trust alive, establish supportive rhythms, balanced rest, nourishing conversation, time in nature, honest laughter. Protect these rhythms as diligently as you protect your schedule for work. They are not extras. They are essentials that fuel endurance, sharpen discernment, and sustain joy. When critics dismiss such care as indulgence, recall that an exhausted heart offers little light. By tending to your well-being, you expand your ability to help. The words I share provide wisdom and gentle caution. They are not judgments, but signals guiding you toward a full, authentic life. Even those who walk closely with me can drift. Countless distractions compete for attention. Quick rewards can hide lasting truth. Often my guidance arrives as a quiet nudge rather than a shout. Listen early, because later is uncertain while now is clear. These warnings resemble signs on a winding road. They protect rather than restrict. In your silent moments you may sense them, an urge to release what harms, to forgive, to step forward in courage, or to rethink a pattern. That is my voice of love inviting you to choose what will last. Do not ignore the signs. Heed them and avoid needless pain. Courage sometimes asks for small steps. A conversation, an apology, turning off a familiar distraction, writing a new plan. Each response strengthens your discernment. Over time, you will trust the signals sooner, wasting less energy on detours. Share these experiences with others so the benefit multiplies. Remember, living alert to inner guidance is a skill refined through practice, not a talent reserved for a few. Approach it with patience and humility. Celebrate progress, laugh at missteps, and keep moving. I continue walking with you, pointing out safe paths. Amen.